This forest can survive fire. What it may not survive is a century without it. This is HQRS. A fire crew walks beneath trunks wider than a room. A drip torch touches flame to dry needles. The fire stays low, creeping across the ground. It looks dangerous, but the central question is stranger. Can setting a forest on fire keep the world's largest trees alive? Giant sequoias grow naturally only on the western slopes of California's Sierra Nevada. Their bark can be thick and fibrous, insulating living tissue from ordinary surface fire. Their lowest branches sit high above the forest floor. For thousands of years, fire returned to many groves every few decades. Watch what that fire does. It consumes fallen needles and dead wood. It thins young trees that can carry flames upward. It opens patches in the canopy, letting sunlight reach the ground. Heat helps cones release tiny seeds, while bare mineral soil gives those seeds somewhere to land. In this forest, fire is not simply destruction. At the right intensity, it is part of reproduction. Then the rhythm changed. From the late 19th century onward, fire became rare in many groves. Decades of suppression allowed logs, shrubs, and smaller trees to accumulate. These are fuels. Some form ladder fuels, vegetation that lets a ground fire climb into the crown. During the extreme wildfire seasons of 2020 and 2021, that ladder became deadly. Flames moved from the floor into the canopy. Trees adapted to frequent surface fire faced heat intense enough to kill them. A 2026 peer-reviewed study examined 26,403 giant sequoias across 19 groves after the Castle and Canopy complex fires. Researchers combined field observations with 3-meter satellite imagery and airborne LiDAR laser measurements that build a three-dimensional picture of the forest. A deep learning classifier mapped likely tree deaths, then a Bayesian model, a method that estimates outcomes while keeping uncertainty visible, compared trees in different conditions. The estimate was severe: 7,974 deaths, about 30% of the trees studied. But sequoias in areas burned deliberately within the previous 10 years had 77% lower odds of dying. They were nearly 4 times more likely to survive. The model's counterfactual, its estimate of what might have happened without treatment, suggested prescribed fire prevented about 1,900 deaths. The credible range was roughly 1,500 to 2,300. That does not make this a randomized experiment. Treated and untreated forests differ in terrain, fire history, and access. The researchers modeled those differences, but a counterfactual remains an estimate, not a literal count. Prescribed burns also create smoke and carry risk. They require trained crews, suitable weather, and careful planning. This is not fire anyone should attempt independently. Still, the image is difficult to forget. A small, controlled flame moves through needles today. Years later, an extreme wildfire reaches the grove and loses part of the fuel it needs to climb. Saving an ancient tree may not mean shielding it from every disturbance. It may mean restoring the process that shaped it. For HQRS, thank you for looking closer.